time to cover two topics tonight. So again, welcome to tonight sharing. Okay, so tonight I'm going to share this one of the new product that have been launched this month, which is the Botanical for Vision, right? But of course, we will not straight away talk about the product. I think it's important for us to know also the health knowledge behind our eyes and also vision. That is the more important thing every time before we look into the how to actually take care of it properly. Of course, there's a lot of way for us to take care once we know what is actually causing the problem of our eyes. All right. So the first thing that I want to ask and also do a simple survey for you guys because I'm not sure whether you think of this before or not, but I always have this when I was small, right? I always thinking, hey, if let's say I'm blind, what the world will be. So it's like the screen that you are seeing now. Okay, it will be like total darkness, right? So I think we are very blessed because we have our vision, we're able to see. So even though some of us, we might have some far-sighted, we have short-sighted, okay, you have some, you need to wear spectacle, but at least we are still able to see, right? We are not in the total darkness. But of course, if let's say we didn't take good care of our eyes, it might worsen to this stage. Okay, so you might say that I trying to create fear or what, but let's assume even if we don't have a total blindness, right? If let's say we just having this blurry vision, to me, I think it's also something that I cannot take it because all this while I didn't wear spec. So to me, if let's say my world suddenly changed to blurry like this, I feel it's very hard to adapt. Okay. So for those who still having good vision, or if let's say you are still striving to maintain whatever vision that you have now, of course, if you are wearing spec, you hope that you will not worsen. You want to maintain or at least improve your current vision. So I think it's important for us to know the knowledge and also the science behind the eyes health. Okay. So you can see, if let's say we don't have technology nowadays, that means if let's say you have a blurry eyesight or if you have a far-sighted or short-sighted, right, you'll be forever with this kind of vision. But thanks to science and technology, we have invented spectacle and also contact lens, or some nowadays even we have the laser treatment that can actually help us to treat. But it seems like all other wellness topic that we talk about, right? If let's say we don't know the root cause, right, no matter how advanced the treatment is or how advanced the technology that we have, it will still continue to worsen only, right? So I think it's very important, and we are also very blessed we are in this kind of environment that always teach us to do that root cause analysis, to know what actually causing the problem of our vision and then prevent from there. Okay, so first, I think I have taken a lot of information from the official training, but also I add in some additional info to share with you guys. So the first one you can see here, it shows that the Malaysia data, I'm quite stunned and also shocked when I see this information shared. Okay, because it says that Malaysian average spend 17 hours and 39 minutes on the screen. Okay, so I think this is something that a lot of us, we cannot, we have to admit now, because like now, especially we are working from home, that we engage with screen even more. Okay, we look at our laptop when we are working. When we finally have some time to rest, we look at our phone. Okay, and then also before we sleep, we also look at our phone. Okay, so this data is actually the additional 3 hours compared to 2020. So it only keep increasing. So our eyes exposure to screen and also to the blue light is definitely increasing. But then we haven't really know how to take care of our eyes yet. So I'm sure if let's say we don't really find a way to take care, definitely it will worsen in the future generation, because this is already the trend. It's already a fact. Okay, so when we wake up, right, we will start using our eyes every day. Okay, regardless whether we are looking at our screen or not, the moment that we wake up from our sleep, you start the motor of our eyes start to looking around. You already kick off the duty of the eye, right? So it includes like study time, when we're working, when we are reading, or when we are surfing social media, even when we are just relaxing and watching the entertainment, right? We are using our eyes. So you can imagine that eyes is also one of the organ that being strained most of the time. Okay, just that we don't really feel it until when we are tired, then we go to sleep. But oftenly, eyes is also the one that gives us the signal already tired or exhausted. It's not our brain or whatsoever. Okay, so let's know our eye a little bit better. Okay, so I think this one last time we studied in the biology class also, if you are from the science. So if you are still remember, this is the basic structure of our eye. We remember some common terms like retina, lens, cornea, all this. Okay, it's very easy for us to recap back, right? So what we're trying to re-emphasize here is basically the retina, because retina is one of the important structure inside our eye. It's actually a light sensitive layer which actually inside our eyes that give us that visual portrayal inside our eye. Okay, and then the second that is important in our eye is the macula. Okay, so macula, you can see that is inside this entire eyeball, and there's one spot here which is the macula. So it's actually the central of our retina, is responsible for us to do the focusing. Okay, to do the focusing. So if you are familiar with photography, all that, you know focal length, all those things. When you adjust your lens, how come sometimes it's blurry, sometimes you're able to capture the object very sharp? It's because of this focal length thing. So inside our eye, we also have this mechanism. And then in order for the object to be sharp, it has to be portrayed right on the central, which is the macula. Okay, so now we talk about when we are exposed to the blue light, right? Just now we know already 17 hours is a very long hours. And then why we particularly worry about blue light is because this is the new knowledge that we need to learn. Among all the different light that we have in our life, right? Of course, we have sunlight, we have artificial, we have our indoor lighting, pendafloor, we have the screen lighting, all that. Okay, but the problem is among all these lights, right? They have a different wavelength. So the one that actually can penetrate into our retina and harm our eyes most is actually the wavelength for blue light. So you will notice why reason in the recent research paper and recent year, they keep talking about blue light, how it actually harm our eyes, how we need to prevent blue eye, how we need to take a break from our screen, all that. Is because they realize that the wavelength for blue light is most harmful to our eye. So you can see it's a very short wavelength, and so it produces a high amount of energy. So when you see it penetrate, it straight away go to the macular area, and even you, of course, you will pass through our retina lah. Okay, so the the things that we need to know now is blue light, and then of course we have other UVA, which is the normal UV that we know. We have two types, UVA and UVB, also with a different blue wavelength. Okay, so now the impact of this blue light in the long run, right? Of course, now you say, I don't feel anything, I'm okay, Haja. So I just adjust the brightness of my handphone, I adjust the brightness of my laptop. But of course, it accumulates the harms, right? Because the wave eventually is still penetrate to our eye, into our eyeball. So in the long run, you'll notice that actually these are some of the symptoms and also signs that you will be getting if, let's say, you continue to expose to this blue light. First, of course, headache. You have bad mood also, and then of course more serious loss of visual contrast and also sharpness. Sometimes when we are very tired or when we stare for the screen for too long, right, you realize that, oh, when you look to the other area in your living space, it's suddenly like not sharp enough already, right? Then we thought that we are just tired or what, but actually it already start to tarnish our visual accuracy. Okay, and then sleep disruption. So of course, blue light also affect our sleep, because long exposure to it, you also give our eyes that strainness. So even when we want to try to sleep, the strain is still there. So your eyes get a bit restless. So digital eye strain. So this is a long hour exposed to the digital gadget. Discomfort and also fatigue. This is a more common one. So normally we use eye more. We use the drip droplets to actually ease and also get a little bit of relief, but that is a solution on the surface, right? So to me, it's important for us to find a way to actually improve it from the inside. Okay, so also macular degeneration. So macula, just now we know already, is the focal and also the central point of our retina. So if let's say it degenerate, that means it's like a camera lens that already malfunction. You're not able to focus properly already in the future. So can you imagine that your eyes every day also very susah to focus, and then the motor like keep try to adjust, try to focus. So it's even strenuous, okay, in the long run. Okay, so these are some of the other cause of the eye problem. Of course, not only blue light, we also sometimes certain people have the habit to rub the eye without cleaning the hand properly first. After they are outdoor, they just straight away rub whenever it's itchy or what. So this is more on the habit. Okay, so poor eye hygiene also will cause harm to our eye. This is very direct one. Okay, second, poor microcirculation of the eyes. So this one could be related to our diet also. So when we say that related to our diet, because if we know like eyes is among the organ that has the most microcirculation, that means they have the most all those minor blood vessel around. Okay, so you'll notice that sometimes when we didn't sleep well, or if you are under stress, it's easy for you to build up that black eye, right? The black eye circle. Okay, why? Is because the blood vessel, the tiny blood vessel is a lot there. So whenever the circulation is doing poorly, it will reflect easily around our eyes. So that is how actually panda eyes things come out, right? So then when I say is related to diet, is because if let's say our diet is always high cholesterol, high fat thing, then you will clog up. And then the first vessel that will clog up in our body is always the minor one, because the minor one is easiest to clog up. So whenever it's clogged up, you will see it reflected around our eyes. And then it will, of course, affect our eyesight also. And then number 3, damage of the retina and also macula. Okay, so this one, the damage could be caused by injury, could be caused by accident, or it could be caused by the things that we mentioned just now, a long term of exposure to blue light, long term exposure to poor hygiene, all that, until you cause the structural damage to our retina and macula, which is irreversible already. So that is very dangerous. And then lastly, poor nutrition, lack of eye nutrient. So when we talk about eye nutrients, just now I only mentioned about one, which is when we want to get rid of fat and also cholesterol, it's important to have a good fatty acid. Okay, but other than that, we also have other phytonutrients and also things that will help our eyes, which we will talk about today. Okay, so the digital eye strain that we mentioned just now is basically due to the advancement of technology, we have all these gadgets. So we have the prolonged screen time more than 2 hours. It will actually leads to this dry eye disease. So the dry eye disease, right, it will actually cause a lot of other symptoms, including burning eyes. You have blur vision, headache, and also fatigue. So people who always work long hours, especially if you require to rush for your project, do your work, and then you always feel exhausted at your eyes. So this product might help you also. So as mentioned here, DED also adult who always facing the screen, even when you are working from home, okay, especially during the lockdown also. So other than that, okay, the other eye issues that we always often heard of is due to the aging one. Okay, so this one also pertaining to if let's say at our house we have elderlies, okay, this might benefit to them also, because for elderlies they might have this age-related macular degeneration syndrome. Okay, so it will affect the middle part of your vision. Okay, especially when aging, it will cause damage to the macula. Okay, the eye that control the sharpness and as I mentioned just now, this especially for people who already 50 or 60 above. Okay, will start to have. I'm sure if let's say your house you have your parents or your grandparents, definitely you know. Okay, they will have develop this kind of syndrome. So of course, we will want to preserve, like I say, we want to preserve and to prevent it from worsen. So we need to find a nutrition that actually can benefit the eyes the most. Okay, so it's a progressive disease. That means if let's say nothing being done differently, you will only slowly get worse along with their age. But can it be preserved or can it be improved? Definitely yes, if let's say we do a change in the nutrition. Okay, so just now we talked already about normal adults, we talk about the aged elderly. Now it's about the kids. Okay, so kids nowadays is also not being escaped from this eyes concern and also issue. So you can see the data here, 1 in every 10 children, they have this undiagnosed vision problem. So I think we don't even have to diagnose. We just observe around our community nowadays, all the kids, they playing with the phone, they also playing with the tablet, all that. So can you imagine last time when we were small, okay, how soon we are exposed to all this blue light? It's not as soon as generation nowadays for sure. So if let's say the exposure is earlier, I can only imagine the damage is even bigger, okay, compared to the previous. So we cannot say that, oh, last time also the kids didn't eat blueberry, okay, saja, but then nowadays it's already different, okay? The exposure of the risk and also the harm is already different. So we need to also boost up the protection for them. Or we can also change the lifestyle for sure. That means stop them from playing the tablet or phone that often. But of course, we also have to take care. So my own story is that when I was small, right, last time, I also like, when I go for the eye checking, okay, I have a very slight only the eyesight issue. So thank God that time the spectacle shop, the boss said actually no need to wear spec. Otherwise, I think that time if let's say I started to wear spec, right, you will start to become serious until today. I might be already wearing a spec. So I think prevention is always better than cure, and also the after days that depend on spectacle, depending on the laser treatment, like I mentioned just now. So it's important for us to do how to actually prevent and also improve the situation, especially if kids. I think they have a lot of potential to actually recover, and also because their body recovery system is better than adults, right? So don't actually resolve to all this too soon. You can actually try out from nutrition or from diet is even better, or change of lifestyle habit. To me, that make more sense. Okay, so important component of our eyes, just now we mentioned already, macula. So this is just a reiteration, but at the same time, we want to emphasize the component of this macula. So this macula area, the component that actually make up this macula is actually lutein and also zeaxanthin. Okay, so this lutein and zeaxanthin is a new introduction before we bring out the sharing of the product, because the product is also specially designed to contain these two things, lutein and also zeaxanthin. So you can see that lutein and zeaxanthin are the only dietary carotenoid that accumulate in the retina. So in other words, if let's say we have sufficient lutein and zeaxanthin, you'll be able to maintain this area and also your retina area very well, because whenever they degraded or they need the supplies of the material to actually preserve it or to improve the condition, your body able to produce it. Okay, so it also acts as a powerful antioxidant. Okay, these two normally this kind of phytonutrient and also the nutrients, right, they are always high in antioxidant. Okay, so when it have the high antioxidant, it protect our eyes from the harmful free radical. So free radical, we learned already in the previous session. So we roughly know already, okay, UVA, UVB, blue light, all this is also part of free radical. Okay, so by just shielding it from your eyes, at the same time, it also provide the material required for the macula and also your retina. Okay, so it acts as a natural sunglasses in a easier way to understand, to protect our eyes from the harmful blue light. Okay, so when we know these two is so important for our eyes and is so useful, right? These two things. How do we get these two things? Okay, but before we know how to get it, right? There's also a golden ratio. That means anything excessive or anything lack it will not be good also. So every types of nutrition will have the golden ratio lah. Just like our calcium, magnesium, we know the ratio is how much. Okay, same goes to the DHA, EPA. When we talk about fish oil, there's also a certain ratio that actually does best. So Nutrilite is always emphasizing on the importance of this ratio. So for the lutein and also zeaxanthin, the ratio is 10:2. Okay, so the or 5:1. Okay, same lah. Okay, so if let's say the ratio is 5:1, that's the perfect ratio. But then in order to get this dosage of nutrition, right, you need is like almost equivalent to 40 eggs, 1 kilo of corn, 1 kilo of broccoli, which is impossible for us to get it from the daily diet. So you might also say those eggs, broccoli and corn is not the common thing that we will think of when we want to protect our eyes. So if let's say I ask you guys who are in the call now, if we want to protect eyes, the first thing that you will think of is what? I think nowadays we have the common knowledge already, right? How to protect our eyes. So the things that we will first think of is of course blueberry lah. Okay, so here also I share some fact. The content of lutein among the berries is about 1.53 milligram per every 100 gram of blueberry. And blueberry is actually among the berries that we can access in the market that contains the higher lutein one. Okay, but even when it's higher in lutein, 100 gram is only 1.53 milligram. So to give you a better perspective, if you are a person who always go to grocer, you'll know that in Malaysia, normally blueberry we import in this kind of like small box. So you'll see in the Jaya grocer or wherever you do the purchase, this kind of box is about 125 grams. Okay, how they sell it, I don't know other place, but normally I go to Jaya grocer, it's normally 9 ringgit to 11 ringgit per box like this. So you can roughly calculate how much milligram of lutein you get from this box of blueberry. That is also if you eat this whole box at one go. And I'm not sure how many households actually consume it this way. Normally, even if you buy one box, we just consume like 2 to 3 times. For this one box, we split into 2-3 times consumption, right? So it's even less the lutein that we get from here. Okay, so how about zeaxanthin? Zeaxanthin is even more low dosage that we can get from the natural food. So it's found normally in the dark green vegetable, orange, and also yellow color fruits and vegetables. Not only fruits and vegetables also. So like carrot, all those. So the downside is, like I mentioned, is come in the mcg. So my mcg is microgram, even smaller than milligram, right? So you can imagine how much you need to eat. Only you can get 1 milligram. So it's very low, very low. Especially if let's say we didn't take enough fruit and vegetable, then it's lucky no hope for us to achieve this golden ratio in the daily diet on a daily basis. Even on a weekly basis, we might have the challenge to meet it also. So today the solution is always to give us an easier access to this kind of important nutrients for our eye vision. So introducing this product, Botanical Beverage Berries with Lutein. So of course, inside also got zeaxanthin. Okay, so the hero ingredients that we have inside this new product is actually the combination of modern science and also herbal wisdom. So you can see there's a blackcurrant, marigold, wolfberry, and chrysanthemum. Okay, so these 4 will actually act together to give a protection and also to improve our vision health. So this blackcurrant and marigold, they have a high content of antioxidant. They also have high content, the main content of lutein and also zeaxanthin is coming from the marigold. So you can see that it provides the key nutrients for the eyes. And then for these 2, it actually helps to nourish our liver. Okay, because in Chinese herbs, normally we relate livers to the eye vision also, because it actually helps to improve the eye vision whenever we're able to maintain a good health of our liver. Okay, so just now we mentioned already, golden ratio 5:1. So this one, we are doing that golden ratio. So 6 mg of pure lutein and 1.2 mg of zeaxanthin. So if you remember just now, the example I gave, 6 mg, I'm not sure how many box of blueberry you need to buy. probably 4 to 5 box of the blueberry like just now. So 4 to 5 box is about 40 to 50 ringgit already. Okay, but this one at 1 sticks, you already can get this 6 mg of pure lutein. Okay, so actually the formula is from the 12 mg of lutein ester lah, but inside bioequivalence, I mean the effective content of lutein is 6 mg. Okay, so just now we mentioned already, this 2 is very, very important because it's antioxidant property and also the high abilities to help the eyes to absorb the blue light and the high energy blue light. Okay, so at the same time, blackcurrant. Okay, when we talk about blackcurrant, the first thing that we will think of, okay, I'm not sure about you, but I think of Ribena. Okay, so before I do the sharing with you tonight, I actually go and Google and search the product label for Ribena. No mention of the phytonutrient and also the remainder of the lutein or zeaxanthin inside, because they can't label it, because if let's say there's no such content inside, but if they say they have such content inside, definitely they will label it because it's a beneficial agent, right? So here is a solid one, 100 milligram of blackcurrant. It actually contains this anthocyanin that actually also beneficial to our visual, right? So it increase the retinal blood circulation to mitigate the fatigue. Okay, so later on, I'll also share with you the clinical trial after this consumption of this product, how it helps. And then the second part of it, the herbal one. Okay, we want to know also why they input the wolfberry and also chrysanthemum, goji. Okay, so this one I think is more common in the Chinese herbs community, especially these two. Normally in the Chinese memory, when we boil certain soup, right, we will put these two ingredients. But again, boiling it and cook yourself compared to this kind of science extract, the technology extraction is different, because you don't know how many dosage, you don't know the effective dosage is how much. But here you know exactly in that 1 stick definitely got 75 mg of wolfberry concentrate and 75 mg of chrysanthemum. So these two is mainly to, according to the TCM philosophy, you help to remove our liver fire. Okay, so when Chinese talk about liver fire, it's like when your body is overheated. Okay, when you will feel overheated whenever you always late sleep, you have a heavy meal, all that. That's the thing, the lifestyle that actually will burden your liver the most, and then your body will start to feel heaty. So in Chinese, we call it liver fire, and then it will help to improve this condition, whereby it will help to improve the vision. Because if let's say this kind of condition of our liver prolong, right, you will actually harm our vision. Okay, so wolfberry is a source of zeaxanthin. So compared to the the ingredient just now, it also provide the zeaxanthin, and chrysanthemum contain lutein, which is beneficial to our eyes also. Okay. So in summary, you can see from here, the marigold, blackcurrant, wolfberry, and also chrysanthemum. So all this, when it combines, it gives all also like focus to the vision and also eyes one. So according to the clinical trial result, I already summarized in this slide. But if you need more detail, you can go to the MA official slide lah. But the data is the same. I just summarize in one view, so it's easier for us to see how much improvement it actually gives. So retina function, 35% improvement. Okay, improve dry eye by 67%. So you also improve eye fatigue by 81%, visual noxis persistent by 81%, macular function by 14%. So among all these, I think is quite straightforward, except for this visual noxis persistent, which I also don't understand what is it. So I already do a digging on this information. Actually, this visual noxis, it refers to the recognition and also interpretation of visual impression. So it's very important. I mean, this, by reading this, we know that it's related to our macula also. Okay, so it's 81% of improvement. So all these clinical trial, right, it has been provided inside our research paper and also inside our official slide for this product. Okay, the link I have put it here, but of course you can get it also directly from Amway website. But of course, we are not the expertise in this research paper or whatsoever, but I just want to share some of my findings when I just roughly glance through this research paper, right? You can see, first of all, starting from our botanical drinks, the turmeric, licorice, and also asorara, we start to see actually Amway publish out the research paper, and it also show that Nutrilite team is actually the one that leading and involved in this research paper. It's not like we taking other people research paper and to support our product, you see. So I think this is very powerful, especially for us as an ABO to share with our friends or our customer. We can proudly actually tell them this product is actually researched and also invented by our own research team. Okay, so it's clearly stated here, Nutrilite Health Institute Shanghai. And of course, the more powerful thing is that they actually work together with the Shanghai. You can see the government and also some of the local division that actually emphasize on eyes and also epidemiology and also medicine. You can see involvement of so many renowned university and also center, okay, in these research activities. And then another thing that I want to highlight in this research paper, it also stated here, the studies was funded by the National Key Research and Development Program of China. Okay, so I'm not sure how well you know about China, this country, but for China, basically they are a country that very supportive to their own local entrepreneur. So that means Nutrilite and Amway, we are like overseas entrepreneur setting up there. So in order to get funding from the government there is very, very hard, because if let's say you don't really have the capabilities and to show the experience in this area, I don't think you can get the funding from the government. But this research itself, we managed to involve the China government, okay, to actually fund it. And you can see also, of course, with the Nutrition Research Foundation or Chinese Nutrition Society, all that being listed here clearly. But it also says that the study product was produced and supplied by the Amway China R&D Center. Okay, so I just want to let you know this aspect. So think about it. If let's say even a conservative country like this are also willing to work together with Nutrilite, you can know that Nutrilite actually have a very, very good reputation in China, okay, for such a strict country. Okay, so this research, for sure, they are coming out with a solid clinical trial result that I have shared with you just now. So you can also refer to the research paper from the website. So before I end, I just want to do a quick summary. So you can see here, before I start this sharing, also I already told you we have the Bilberry Plus. Previously, we have the multi-keratin. But so why is the difference? So in this big summary picture, you can see actually this new berries with lutein beverage is the combination and the best of these two combined. I mean, the previous bilberry, we only focus on, we have the bilberry extract, we have the marigold, but there's no any content of zeaxanthin being stated. Okay, and then for the multi-keratin, we focus on the lutein. Yes, we have the lutein concentrate. Okay, but we didn't mention about the golden ratio, which is the perfect ratio between lutein and zeaxanthin. So I will say this beverage that newly launched is the perfect combination of our previous bilberry plus and also multi-keratin. Okay, and then of course it further improved this product by adding a lot of herb wisdom inside. For example, our wolfberry and also chrysanthemum. Okay, and then other thing that I would like to point out is the number 3, technology. So you can see previously the technology that we use for the other bilberry and multi-keratin is just a normal soft gel, all that capsulate, and then of course from our Nutrilite certified farm. But this one new product, actually we have a new patented technology for the purification and the concentration process. Okay, is also using a micro encapsulated technology for the easier absorption. So you can if let's say you already bought a product, you can try actually. So when you actually drink it, you feel it's really very concentrate, as per here mentioned, concentrate. And then the purification is for us to feel really peace of mind. When you take this product, you don't worry there's any contamination, there's no any danger inside the content. Okay, so these are the patented technology. That means it's not being used in other product in the market. Okay, and then of course, we always emphasize on the traceability. We mentioned about the such great content of product, marigold, blackcurrant, wolfberry, chrysanthemum. Where are they from? Okay, for other product in the market, I'm not sure. It could be from a third party, it could be from the OEM. But for all Nutrilite products, the ingredients are grown in the Nutri-Cert farm. Okay, that means if let's say it's not directly from our US farm, it's from a Nutri-Cert farm. That means Nutrilite have to certify that farm, fulfill our criteria, then only we will source the raw material from there. So they are pure, safe, and effective. Okay, so of course, vegetarian friendly because no meat being used. So the key benefit is, again, you can see it's a combination of the bilberry plus and also multi-keratin. It protects from blue light at the same time, rich in antioxidant also for all the ingredients that they use. On top of that, additional point is help in the dry eye problem. Okay, so this is the product that I share tonight, which is 69 ringgit already launched. You're able to get it. If let's say around you, you have friend, family that have this vision, they want to take care, they want to preserve, okay, they can try out this product. Okay, very good. So who actually need it? Children above 3 years old for nourish the eyes. If let's say they're always exposed to the blue light, especially nowadays, we go back to the lockdown again. I mean, not fully lockdown, but people are worried to send their kids to the center, to the school. Okay, they just learn from house. So how to learn from house? Of course, staring on the screen also. Okay, so adults, long screen hour, same thing for adults. We also work from home. Golden age, just now I mentioned already, our parents, our grandparents at home. Okay, if let's say they degrade, okay, just now I mentioned already, if let's say nothing being done differently, you will only degrade along with the age. So if you want to preserve, you want to improve or maintain, okay, these are the things that we can try out. Okay, so the recommendation is actually 1 to 2 sticks per day. Okay, so on top of that, how do we want to actually improve further the eyes? Of course, before this product being introduced, whenever people ask us about eye health, we recommend them some omega complex and also DHA gummy, so because these two things contain the great fatty acid, which will helpful to the circulation of our eyes, and then indirectly it will also help our vision. Okay, so if let's say you want to top up, these are the two things that they can look for. Okay, so with that, that's the ending of my sharing on this vision health.